All right, Mary, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Egg roll.
Egg roll.
Egg roll.
Really want one.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's, I've been meaning to try my hand at making bao buns.
Ooh.
Because they always look so appetizing. They're big and fluffy. But I feel like that's the part that I would, fuck up, is not getting the fluffiness right.
I don't know. You have some experience baking bread. You might be able to achieve the fluff.
Yeah.
Hold
maybe.
on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Karissa and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And this week, we watched A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. And I do have that pulled up in front of me because I was really worried I wasn't going to get it right.
It's one of the lengthier titles we've done on the show, for sure.
It is. Bao buns, huh?
Yeah, they always I'm always so happy when I get to eat them because they're just delightful. They've got usually maybe an egg wash on them, and they're steamed usually instead of baked, and so they're just super bouncy and fluffy. And who doesn't love that?
Have I ever had a bao bun, CJ?
Yes, when we were out to dinner the other night, the custard buns.
That was my way of asking if that's what that was.
Yeah, those delicious custard buns.
Yeah, I could talk about custard buns all day, but you know what I think we should do instead?
Bring on our guest.
Bring on our guest. Would you care to introduce her?
We're joined once again by Mary.
What's up, you guys?
Woo!
Hi.
It's Mary. I'm so happy to see you, Mary.
See you too. You did a great job as a host.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I have to say I learned a lot from Ken. He taught me everything that I know. No, I'm very, very privileged to be in this position. I've been vying for this spot for a while so that I can talk to fun guests like you.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I think if this does not launch your next podcast or creative endeavor, I don't know what will, because you do such a good job, and I always love hearing you talk on the show. And then I remember I saw that thing on Instagram where it was Mike White from White Lotus.
Yep.
On Survivor. And I was
I hoped we could talk about that today.
Can we?
Yes, please.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I was on the show to do a What You Been Watching? And I was giving everyone an update on Survivor, and it was so funny because we had already recorded the episode, and I had talked about the connection between the White Lotus and Survivor, and I had briefly mentioned the connection being Mike White. And literally one day later, I get a DM from Mary, and she's like, "You have to talk about this on the podcast." And it was a clip of Mike White, this notorious clip of him on Survivor, and he's holding a glass of wine, and they're all looking. Sometimes the castaways get wine, and it always gets a little spicy when there's wine because they're starving. But there's this hilarious scene where they're all looking for the idol, and he bumps into a tree, and he goes, "Bitch." And then he finds the idol, and he's like, "All of these people are so stupid." And I was cracking up, and I was like, "Mary, you have no idea. We literally just talked about this."
Insane. The algorithm is synced. The heavens have aligned. All that good stuff happened. It was too perfect. It was great.
It was too perfect. And yeah, we need to talk offline about all of those things.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is anyone doing White Lotus on this show?
No. We've sort of phased out TV shows for the most part, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mary, are you caught up?
Yes.
Yes.
I have theories.
I have theories too. At time of this recording, the finale is coming out very soon. It is like a 90-minute finale or something like that. So it's going to be as if we're watching a full-length film, which is what I always want when I'm watching The White Lotus. But yeah, we'll have to touch back down on this after the episode airs, and we can give everyone an update.
Now I just want to talk about it.
I know, me too.
God, okay.
I've not watched the season at all.
Okay, glad that you said that, because I was just going to open my mouth and be like, I think it's this person.
Yeah, let's avoid spoilies for that one.
Yeah. After we hit stop recording on this ep, we'll share some theories together, and CJ can, take out his AirPods or whatever.
I'll hang out with my cat.
That's exciting. Yeah. Hey, how is Ollie doing? Is she hanging in there?
Ollie is currently snoozing on my couch to the left of me like a little angel.
That's very sweet.
I think a half hour before, though, she was just yelling at me for no reason.
Yeah. Do you have any, speaking of theories, do you have any theories about why she might have been yelling?
Just for attention. She likes to yell at you so that you'll pick her up. And then I did. And I held her for a while. And then I put her down. And then like 2 minutes went by, and then she yelled at me again to be held again.
Yep.
And then I did it some more, and then I put her down, and then she basically led me upstairs. I had to like follow her. And then she yelled at me a little bit, but then hopped up on my couch and is now asleep.
Oh, very sweet. She loves you.
So smart.
Yeah.
Do either of you get to work from home on the same days as your partner?
Yes.
Okay, which one of you is the Ollie in that situation where you're just like, give me attention?
It's me. It's me. I walk downstairs. My office is upstairs and Eric's is downstairs, and I walk downstairs, and what's funny, and he would also attest to this, so I'm not putting him on blast, but he has his noise canceling headphones on all day, all the time while he's working, and so I always accidentally sneak up on him. And so I like walk into his office and scare the shit out of him all the time. And he's like, "What do you need?" I was like, "Just say hi, hello." Yeah, he probably he puts on a brave face, but it's probably pretty annoying.
It's so funny that he gets startled because who else would it be? It's always going to be you.
Literally. And it's not just when he's working. Like sometimes I'll walk into a room and he will jump out of his skin, and I'm like, "Eric, you're married to me and I live here."
I live here also.
I'm your wife. I live here with you. What?
Oh my God.
It's very silly.
Yeah, that is so good. I'm the one who jumps, but to my defense, I don't normally walk around with headphones on, and if I'm like meal prepping for the whole week and it's Sunday at like 3 p.m., I'm not expecting someone to just be like grabbing my shoulder while I've got a knife in my hand. I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's probably not a good idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And of course it's Sam, and I'm like, when I have a knife in the hand, do not approach. Do not approach when I have a knife in my hand.
You got to yell from a distance.
Yeah, I feel like that's common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dangerous situations, I think we could segue and we'll take our little break, and we'll be right back on the Overtalking Podcast.
Nicely done.
اگه الان یه دونه طوفان میومد، یه دونه طوفان خیلی شدید از پشت اون کوه چیزی عوض میشد؟
And we're back.
Mary, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe this movie for somebody who has never seen it. I don't think there's really much to spoil, so I would say go for it. But ready, go.
All right. In A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, there is a girl, and she is kind of a vigilante and is also cursed as a vampire. So there's bad stuff that happens. Jesus, what's this movie about?
10 seconds.
She is a vampire and she kills people who do bad things.
5, 4.
There are drugs.
3, 2.
And it's
1.
in black and white.
Time.
That was perfect, Mary.
We don't need to discuss it, right? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the movie.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the movie. I kept thinking, every time I was thinking the name out loud, or in my head to myself, I kept calling it A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
At night, yes.
It's
Like
just
SpongeBob?
like SpongeBob. Please CJ, please tell me you know what we're talking about.
I love SpongeBob.
At night.
At night.
I don't know if I believe you based on the tone that you just used.
I am absolutely a huge fan of SpongeBob. I rewatched the pilot a few years ago just to be like, I wonder if that show holds up. And it's incredible.
It is.
Hold on. The last time SpongeBob was brought on the show, Eric showed us some heinous things.
That was SpongeBob After Dark. Wow, we have
Yeah.
some
At
themes happening
night.
here at night.
Wow.
SpongeBob behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
truly horrific.
It was just so funny. I just kept saying at night. But that's like not the tone of this film at all. I think, what were the two words, Mary, that you used to describe this film when you pitched it?
I think I said dreadful.
An atmospheric?
You said
Was that one of it?
atmospheric and dreadful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, that sounds like exactly what I want to watch.
Oh yeah. I mean, like from the jump, you're treated to a pit filled with bodies.
Yes.
And then there's I don't know if they're fracking for oil, but those
Mhm.
giant pumps, like literally like sucking the blood out of the earth, which was like, oh, cool.
Literally. Yeah.
Vampires. And the town that it's set in is just called Bad City.
I know. I
I
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah.
Love that. When I was in college, I minored in theater,
Mm.
and we had like there was this Iranian theater troupe in the city called the Brechtian Players,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. And they came to my school, and one of my theater professors recommended that I stage manage one of their shows, and so they did a collection of Brecht plays.
Oh, cool.
And if you're not familiar with him, he's really big on the V effect, which is the Verfremdung effect. And a lot of that is like alienating your audience,
Mm-hmm.
and using elements and just kind of like weird settings that you can't really place in your life. So this Bad City does a really good job of like, it could be anywhere. It's set in Iran, right? But it's clearly filmed in California. Like that's
Yeah.
those are clearly buildings that you'd find in California.
Yep.
But it kind of doesn't matter, right? Like this
Yeah.
could have been in Japan set
Mhm.
because it's just dreadful and atmospheric. And
Yes.
I think I don't know about the artistic choice for it to be shot in black and white. I
Mhm.
don't know much about film in general, but I love that choice. I think that made it moodier, darker.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I was really intrigued by the black and white choice because I saw this film came out in 2014, and I can't say that I know that much about like the history of vampire films, but in some ways I felt like it was really taking a page out of like those early Dracula movies. Like I like really harkened back to that for me, which was really interesting. And I obviously recently watched Nosferatu, and so I was like, ooh, I'm seeing like similar elements being used in this movie as in Nosferatu, both of which I think were really harkening back to those early Dracula films.
Okay, can we talk about that? Because if you know Stoker and his like sexuality,
Mm-hmm.
or like even that aside, but just there's always critique about the vampire being the other.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where like right after Arash comes out of that, he's still high from being at the party.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his like Dracula outfit.
I loved that. I loved that detail so much. We
they're
have like
like-
Dracula, like a
Yeah.
Dracula costume. I loved that.
They're both in these long veils, these shrouds, right? And so they kind of recognize each other as the other.
Yeah.
And so good about Nosferatu and just the like vampire lore in general is like alienation and themes of distance and not exactly like being human enough.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved it. I love the movie. I also I had to like remind myself of all the characters. I hadn't seen it in so long.
Yeah.
And while I was looking at everyone's characters' names, I saw somebody say, so this is not my original thought, which I don't want to give credit to, but it's not like, I said the word vigilante in the beginning, but it's not like the girl hates men. She loves women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she is kind of going out and warning children like, good boy.
Yeah.
And then you get Rockabilly, which is just like, if you want to talk about the other, the alienation effect, you have Rockabilly, who's clearly the most othered character in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got this like dance moment with this black balloon in the courtyard or wherever they are. I don't know what to call that area.
Yeah, courtyard.
Yeah, what I love about that is, so for the listener, the girl has been killing bad men in Bad City
Mm-hmm.
and in the Middle East, and let's just say in the world, okay?
Yeah.
In the world, anyone remotely queer
Yeah.
is considered illegal, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we have so many hateful legislature going out, and
Mm-hmm.
that's already in the world
Yeah.
that continues to other people for
Mm-hmm.
their sexuality, for their non-conforming gender. And so I think it was really cool and beautiful for
Mm-hmm.
Rockabilly to have this moment alone dancing with their black balloon
Mm-hmm.
because the girl has made it safe for them to do that. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that
Yes.
moment.
I love that too, and I'm so glad you put language to it because I saw the beauty in that scene, and it's like, you know, this character is one of the three kind of main characters who are very isolated, and then there's this, all of them though have these moments where they get to just like be free to listen to music and dance, and like
Yes.
music and dance is a huge part of this movie, and even though this character is very othered, they have this opportunity to feel joy and to express it in that way. And like even outside, not even in a home with someone else, but just out in this courtyard alone. It's so beautiful.
Yes. I loved
Yeah.
it.
I didn't even, when the girl, the titular girl vampire, is going after people. Yeah, I just put it together as like, oh well, those are the bad people in town. She's just killing off bad people and making the world a better place. Except for the part where then she does see like a little boy and goes up to him and
Yeah.
keeps asking him over and over again if he is a good boy. That was the part where I was like, okay, this is getting weird and maybe a bit too
Yeah.
much to just like indoctrinate this boy of like, you have to be a perfect angel for the rest of your life or else I will kill you.
She was like trying to put the fear of God in him. She was
Yeah.
like, "You're outside alone
Oh,
at night,
yeah.
little boy. Like,
Yeah.
I'll teach you a
Oh,
lesson."
yeah.
And is that where she got the skateboard? Did she have the skateboard originally, or did she steal the
No,
skateboard
she
from this child?
stole it from
Yeah.
the child.
Okay, that's what I thought. I also loved that detail. And just like you both know, and everyone knows, the sound of a solitary skateboard on concrete, like kind of at
Oh.
night.
Yeah.
And just that sound, that little detail, I was like, ooh, so foreboding. Like just the solitary, that sound. I was like, ooh, love that.
That was one of my notes. I just wrote down more skateboarding vampires,
Yep,
please.
Yep.
Yes. Did you know when she's like on the wall and she's just kind of skateboarding, that was actually the director wearing the chador?
Oh, that's so funny.
That's so cool.
I
That's
did
classic.
because I wrote that in a trivia question.
Of course, of course. Well, I know who's gonna get that one right.
The writer and director.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. But no, just like stylistically, to your point, it is very atmospheric, but it's still only like 90 minutes long or something close to that.
Yeah.
And I loved how impactful, like it was so clearly, all of these are stylistic choices. Nothing was done without some sort of thought behind it. And there's so much dead air in this movie. Like there's so much space where there's no dialogue, there's not a ton of action happening, but it just like built suspense in this very subtle and impactful way. And like you said, like what happens in this movie? Like it's not like there are like 100 plot points. It's like that's it. And it's, you sit in that and it's dreadful. And then we
Yeah.
get this nice ending too.
And even the vampire, like the main character kills 2 people in the whole movie or something. Like, I think just the 2, which usually you're used to like vampires going after and there's like a big lore and like the town is aware of them, but like
Right.
nobody knows this is happening. Because we see early in the movie, they just show a picture of a ditch of dead bodies.
Yeah.
So clearly like the town is just used to people like dying all the time that they
Yeah.
just kind of toss them into this ravine. So I did appreciate that point too of just like, oh, no one is onto her. She's kind of choosing the perfect victims and kind of making the world a better place for it. Except maybe the little boy part. I did think that was a
She
step too
liked
far.
that a little too much. She
Yeah.
was enjoying that a
know.
little too much.
I did like the detail though, at least when she was doing that, even though I thought that was maybe going too far, was then it flipped to the kind of like devil voice
Yeah.
when she was, I was like, ooh, that's a nice
Oh,
detail.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It was scary. I also, and I think the use of her wearing I think I'm pronouncing chador properly, although please correct me, anybody, if I'm wrong, but they had her wearing that because it made the bad men in Bad City comfortable being around her, and that she had this like docile demeanor to her. So when Saeed brings her to his place and he's like working out in front of her and just like doing lines, like, because what could happen to him?
Right.
What could happen to him?
Right.
Okay, we have to talk about who's credited as the pimp /
The pimp.
He's credited as that, but he's also like the drug dealer in town. I had so much to say about that character specifically.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go on.
One that, so this guy, I think he gave me an inspiration for my next tattoo, which is just on your neck. It says the word sex.
Oh my God. And it was really crude. Like it wasn't even written like
the lines are not straight. Yeah.
No, I noticed that too. That was hilarious.
Loved that. And then, I just put like love his whole vibe that you invite a girl over, do a line, and then some bicep curls.
Yep. Well, that's what ladies love. Don't you know that, CJ?
I was really getting a kick out of that guy. And he also, his facial hair was the reverse Hitler. He shaved just the middle part and left the rest.
I don't think I noticed that.
Oh yeah, that was a good look too. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was just like this part was missing and just the around.
Oh my God, I love
Beautiful.
That guy he was very into himself.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And I think he serves as a nice foil to kind of like our main male character too, who does seem to be a softer person. He is caring for this other person, even though that person is not very nice to him. And I really loved the way that he approaches this woman because, like you were saying, Mary, all of these other men are kind of seeing her as like, almost like she's a child or she's subservient in some way. She's docile. But he just walks right up to her and kind of talks to her like she's an equal, which I think is mostly why at the end of the day he doesn't also get killed.
He does not get killed. Yeah, and it's him in the Dracula outfit, and she's in her veil too. So it's just like they see each other. And there's just this like really cool moment where he kind of exposes his like Adam's apple to her.
I thought she was gonna bite him. I really thought she was gonna, and I think he was like, oh my God, like, is this really happening? Is she really a vampire? Like, I think he was like in his head about it too. And I loved the detail that he was wearing those plastic Dracula teeth too for this whole thing.
Very funny, yeah. That somebody at the party just like puts them in his mouth for him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It is funny. Like, so he had stolen those earrings from Shada, and then he sees her at this party, and she and her friend, what did they take? They take acid?
Ecstasy.
Okay, ecstasy. So they take a party drug, and he goes in to kiss her. And I remember this distinctly being like, I felt so cringe for him.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him, but I was also like, didn't you just steal from her like 3 scenes ago? So I like that. I liked her moment there. And then the other female character, Ati, the sex worker. I like that she didn't end up being this tragic figure.
Yeah.
Because it very quickly was going that direction when she gets like forcibly drugged. That was horrible. It was a horrible thing. But she helps the girl get rid of the body. She was like, yeah, I'll dump this in the ditch and move on with my life too. And in doing that, she gave Arash like a reason to leave too.
Yeah, true. Sort of freed him. While we're on the topic of the dad credited as the junkie, I really, really enjoyed the girl spotting him outside, like across the street, and she just starts mirroring.
That was so funny. She was just
kind
fucking
of like
with him.
Mess with him.
Oh, that
really,
was so
really
good.
loved that part.
It was so good. And then he starts running.
Yeah. It's just like, that would be really weird if somebody just started doing that to you. You're like, who is this stranger?
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This person's
on
weird.
a quiet street in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I really, really love that part.
I love that.
That creeped me out so hard. It just did.
Okay, it is time for some trivia. It's time for
Hey, did you know that?
Hey'd You Know That, where we ask the question, hey, did you know that? We're going to put Karissa and Mary head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. People know the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Oh, no. Here we
But
go
here on this
again.
show, we like to play the 6 Degrees of Fast and Furious.
How did you do this for this movie?
I will walk you through exactly how I did it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh God, okay.
Sheila Vand, who plays the titular The Girl, is in the movie Triple Frontier as Lauren Yates. Triple Frontier features Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac voices Moon Knight in the Marvel series What If. The series What If features Howard the Duck, voiced by Seth Green. Howard the Duck is in Guardians of the Galaxy featuring Groot, who is voiced by Vin Diesel. Got it within 6, baby.
This is insane.
So now that we know that, naturally, my question for you is, what is the nickname of Oscar Isaac's character in the movie Triple Frontier?
CJ.
And this is multiple
CJ.
choice.
Do you know your audience?
Is his nickname Pope, Cowboy, Blaze, or Chud?
Well, last time I was on the show, I just blindly guessed at every single trivia answer and did pretty well. So I'm going to guess C, whatever that one was.
Blaze.
Okay, Blaze.
Chris, I'm taking that advice. It sounds like it got you far, and
It
I
did.
have to go with Cowboy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Pope.
What the?
Okay, that's dumb.
It is dumb. All right, next question. What is the nickname of Ben Affleck's character in the movie Triple Frontier? Is
it the same answers?
No. Is it Flyboy, Red Fly, Jet, or Chud?
I'm going to go with Chud this time.
Give me Jet.
It is Red Fly,
Oh
whatever
my
that
God.
Oh, great. Jesus Christ.
means. Next question. What was Pedro Pascal's character's nickname in Triple Frontier?
Are you sure you watched the right movie this week, CJ?
Is it Swordfish, Blowfish, Catfish, or Chud?
One of these is going to be Chud, and I'm going to be
It has to be Chud.
Okay, I'm going C, whatever that one was.
Catfish.
Catfish. Catfish
I
is my
think
answer.
Catfish as well.
All right, you both got a point.
Wow! Good work, Mary.
Good job, Karissa.
Okay, time for another 6 Degrees. So this time I went with
Okay.
Marshall Manish, who plays the junkie. First of all, that guy's in everything.
He's in everything.
His IMDb is huge.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
He was in the movie Year One. Year One stars Vinnie Jones, who is featured in our last week episode of Snatch, and Snatch features Jason Statham, who is in the FFU. Way easier.
That's really good. That's really good.
So, my question, what is the name of Michael Saraga's character in the movie Year One? Is it
Oh my god.
O, No, Go, or Po?
I thought you were gonna say Chud.
Chud.
I'm gonna okay, all of those sound a little weird, but I'm gonna go with A.
Okay.
I am also going with O.
That is correct.
Woo!
His name is
how did
O.
Nice.
How is
OH.
it possible that we both got that right and neither
it's
of us
the White
know?
Lotus
Yep.
Survivor mind meld algorithm situation.
That's exactly
That
right.
has to be what's going on.
That's exactly right. We're on the same wavelength.
Next question. What is the name of Jack Black's character in the movie Year One? Is it Jed, Zed, Bread, or Chud?
It's Jed.
Zed.
You both say Jed?
Zed.
Oh,
I say
Zed?
Jed.
Mary gets the point. It is Zed.
Very
Because
nice.
I heard zero. Because it's like in Canada.
Mm.
Hey, bro.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
Okay, getting back to this movie. You can actually spot the writer-director, Anna Lily Amirpour, in the movie. Can you guess what character she is?
The girl.
The girl?
I'm gonna give it to Mary because she already knew this one.
Sorry, besides the skateboarding scene.
Oh,
I'll clarify. She's also in the
besides.
movie in another part.
Ew.
She's got to be at the party. She's at the party.
Who is she in the party?
She's the other friend that is there encouraging them to take drugs.
Shireen?
I don't know her name, but that's my guess.
Carissa is correct. She is credited as Skeleton Party Girl.
Nice.
Skeleton party girl.
That
I
She is
love
the girl
that.
in the skeleton
Sick
makeup
name.
that takes ecstasy.
That's
That is
incredible.
a sick name. Skeleton Party Girl. That should be the name of your Substack. Your next one.
Yes, that's a great name.
Also,
Yeah.
I did not know party girl is one word.
Hey,
Skeleton party girl.
Oh, that's
Now
a
you
choice.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, we are tied.
Uh-oh.
Let's,
Tiebreaker.
how about this? For the
Wow.
tiebreaker, we're going to go with what is the popcorn meter, formerly known as the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie. I'm going to count down from 3 since you're both tied, and you will say it at the same time.
Okay, so we're going 3, 2, 1, go.
Correct.
Okay.
This is the audience score, aka the popcorn meter.
Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
86.
84.
Oh, whoa. You guys are on the same, wow.
What is going on?
But Mary is closer, which makes her the winner.
Woo! Go, Mary!
Oh,
What was it,
what do
CJ?
I win?
Pride.
Pride.
What's that cost?
The popcorn meter is 75%,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
but the tomato meter, the critic score, is 96%.
Wow. I do
Wow.
believe that, but I'm disappointed in the general audience.
yeah, fellow man, what's going on?
Yeah, right?
I will say the freaks on IMDb also gave it a 6.9.
Oh, they are
Nice.
freaks for more than one reason.
Which I guess
All right.
kind of aligns with the audience score. It is more of a user-based
Yeah.
rating system. That sort of makes sense to me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
And hey, speaking of ratings, you've heard us debating. We know you've been waiting. So now it's time to hear our ratings. Love when people dance to it. It makes me happy.
We even did the same dance move. Did you see
We
that?
actually
Yeah.
did. Yeah, we did. Jeez
did we?
Louise. What are we doing after this, guys?
Mary, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the movie A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night for you?
Pardon me. I liked
Gracias.
it. It was kind of slow sometimes, which
Agreed.
makes me want to give it an 8.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
I understand that. Mm-hmm.
Carissa?
For me, this is truly exactly what I want in a movie.
Dang.
There are a couple things that it's not a perfect film, as no film is, except for, as we know, Mathregan
Paddington too.
and Paddington 2, which I've
Yes,
never
Mary.
seen. But honestly, this gets a 9 for me. This is a 9 out of
Dang.
10.
Shit.
This is exactly what I want in a movie, and I knew that I would love it as soon as you described it, and it did not let me down, and you didn't let me down, Mary, so thank you.
That's because you and I.
Or
You guys
NSYNC.
can't see this, but I'm doing
We
a choppy. Yeah, wavelength.
We see eye to eye.
Yeah, this movie was a vibe, you know?
It was a vibe. It was
Yeah.
such a vibe.
Such a vibe.
For me, I enjoyed this as well. I agree with Mary that there were parts where I'm like, okay, it's maybe feeling a little slow here
Mhm.
and there. I think me personally, and this is probably just because I'm used to this, is I think I wouldn't have mind more kills or more
Sure.
kind of maybe 1 or 2 more just to really show that she's constantly out there making the world a better place
Yeah.
by committing murder. I think the black and white definitely helped. They really like to play with shadows, which is how you get that to work. I don't think it would have been as effective in color. I'm going to give this a 7.7.
Hey,
Oh,
I enjoyed
that's
this as
pretty
well.
good. This is, for being a horror movie and knowing you, that's a very positive score.
Yes, we
Definitely.
should say apologies, Ken. This is technically a horror movie because it features a vampire. I almost
Sorry, Ken.
I almost wouldn't even call it you have
No.
to because there's a vampire and kills, but it isn't really a horror movie.
No, not
No.
at all. In fact, it's described as a horror western, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
It's not jump scare horror. It's not even really gore horror. Just kind of moody horror.
Yeah,
Mhm.
IMDb has it as a dark romance and also a romance and a drama
Yeah.
and a thriller, as
Okay,
well as
yep.
horror and vampire.
Sure.
horror. But
Yeah.
But I would say, you finish the movie and you're like, yeah, to me that actually did feel more like a romantic movie
Yes.
than a horror movie.
100%. And I loved that
Yeah.
about it. I don't watch a lot of romance movies. Too sad.
Mhm.
I'm too depressed. But this was I didn't know how it was going to end. I didn't know where they were going to go with it.
Yeah.
And without spoiling too much, it was hopeful at the end, despite everything. And I really loved that.
Yeah. You don't necessarily know if wherever they're going is a better place, but they've left Bad City at least.
at the very least.
They've got their GPS set to Good City.
Yeah.
Good City, and they have the cat with them all as well.
Yes.
Oh, that cat. The reveal. We didn't even talk about the reveal when the cat walks in the room.
So good.
Oh my God, so good.
I did enjoy when the cat just stares directly down the barrel of the camera.
In that final scene, I did also notice that.
The cat is credited. Masuka, the cat.
Suka? Oh.
Masuka? That's cute.
He has an IMDb page.
He was so perfect. He was great.
Mary, always a delight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I was so happy that you liked the movie. I made it.
You did this.
I did this, and I have a full-time job, so
Yeah.
support me.
Brag.
Yeah.
Do you have any words of wisdom or things you would like to plug at the end here?
Be a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good boy, and be an extra good boy, and come to Substack and read my ramblings.
Yes.
It's called OPE.
OPE.
I love it. I love it. In fact, you were the inspiration for me starting a Substack. So I have to give you real credit because I was like, damn, that is so cool. I got to do that. So I copied you.
Well, I love whenever your Substack hits my inbox and I literally save them so I can chill on a Saturday with my coffee and be like, time for my friend newsletters. What a world we live in. I love it.
Every friend group needs to have newsletters. That's what I've decided.
Yeah.
Oh, should we send newsletters like, hello, here's what I did this week.
Yes.
And a recipe you can try. Just like one of those old fashioned listservs.
Yep. I got you, girl. I'm all in.
Chain emails.
Okay.
That was easy.
Yeah. I'll do.
Yeah,
I'll do
CJ
that.
doesn't have enough on his plate.
No, not at all.
He's not busy enough.
He's definitely not sleepy.
Nope. I have
Never
so
been
much energy
tired.
to do anything.
Yeah.
Love it. People should check that out. And Karissa, people should check out your Substack as well. horrorcorner.substack.com.
Absolutely.
Anything else you would like to plug?
I do have something else that I'd like to plug, actually. Some pals and I, some fan favorites, me, Eric.
Check.
Recent first-time guest Abby and their spouse Cam. The four of us are fundraising for the Chicago Abortion Fund for the month of April. And we are raffling off some handmade crafts. All you have to do is go to my Instagram page or Eric's or Abby's or Cam's. All of the information you need will be there. Even a $1 donation is hugely, hugely appreciated. And just that $1 will enter you to maybe win one of those handmade crafts. So, like I said, just find the information on Instagram. So I appreciate it.
Well, we'll go ahead and toss a link in the episode description. So
I
listeners
appreciate
can
that.
go ahead and click that.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you for raising money for a good cause. And I love your little scarf.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and Abby, I have to give credit to Abby. Abby's been doing this for years in different cities that they've lived in. So kudos to Abby, and thanks for including me. And it's going to be really nice.
Hell yeah. For me, I've mentioned it on the last couple episodes, but earlier this month, I released a song called The Adventures of Terry that you can check out over on eddywolfram.bandcamp.com. It is extremely silly. It's about a made-up person who's really nice, and that's the song.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Terry. I remember the inception of Terry. This has been a long time coming, so really, really excited for you, CJ, and everyone should listen.
Thank you. And if you would like to support the show, you can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Go to our website, Overtalking Party. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com or call or text the show at USACat1591.
Oh my God, they're here.
Oh, they found you. Oh no.
Oh my God, they found me.
Uh-oh.
How did they get my address?
That's not good.
I don't know why they're here, but it appears to be one of the Overtalking overlords, and they're here to remind me to remind you, if you like the show, please, I don't know the rest of it, subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends, tell your parents. My dad listens. Hey, Dad.
Yes.
Just support in any way that you can. These boys do it all. And I have to say, filling in for Ken, I've realized just how much work these boys do. So check it out. Spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we say at the end of every single episode,
be a good boy.
bye.
Bye.
This episode of Overtalking was edited and produced by me. Special thanks to Mary and to Karissa for stepping in once again as co-host. Ken, I'd be worried. She's coming for you, man. If you like the show, go tell a friend, rate us on all the things, do the stuff. You know what to do. And thanks to Justin Peters for making the wonderful music you're hearing right this very second. See you next week. Love you. Bye.